welcome to Good Evening KU. I'm Meg.
And I'm Connor.
The weather today has been so nice in comparison to how cold it's been.
I know, right? It's like, for the first time I'm able to like walk outside and not feel like my toes are gonna like fall off.
I went to Mardi Gras this weekend in St. Louis, and I mean it was super fun, and I was really worried about the weather, but it was honestly so nice outside. And
like what is like Mardi Gras about? Like what is it?
It's like Fat Tuesday. It's like before Lent. I don't know. I just went because my friends were going, and they're like, it's gonna be so fun. I think it's like you're supposed to indulge before, like you give up stuff during Lent.
I've heard it's like really crazy.
Yeah, in St. Louis, apparently the parade there is the second biggest one behind the one in New Orleans. So I mean, it was pretty big, and they throw beads and. So many weird floats just from like the local businesses there, and then there was one that was like a haunted house, and it was really creepy and really weird, but overall it was super duper fun. But now that Lent's starting today with Ash Wednesday, that's pretty exciting, I guess.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday. I've been seeing a lot of people around with little ash crosses on their foreheads. Do you know about Ash Wednesday?
I don't really know a whole lot about it. I should know about it, but do you know anything about it?
I know a little bit. I know it's basically like a 6-week period, basically for the Christian faith. It's the most important holiday in the Christian faith, the Day of Ashes, and it's basically where they confess their sins, and they also kind of practice moments of like reflection, and they typically try to like give something up during those weeks, like people maybe give up social media or junk food, which
both of those would be so tough. I don't think I could do either of them,
right?
But I don't know. What should I give up this year? Maybe, I don't know, stress,
right?
Junk food, just things I should be doing, year round. But yeah, Lent seems like a good time to maybe give something up.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give anything up?
I mean, I wish I could give up stress, or I mean, maybe social media, but I'm not really that active on social media. I heard there's actually something going around where people are trying to do something extra, like an extra act of kindness, or like doing something special for other people. So it's not really giving something up, but more kind of like improving yourself, which I kind of like.
Yeah, that's cool. I think you get maybe more of a benefit out of that than giving up chocolate or whatever.
Yeah, because it doesn't really stick, but going out of your way to help people is usually better. But I know it lasts, 6 weeks, and then it ends on Easter.
Oh,
so
awesome.
That's when we can really go crazy and with all the eggs.
Speaking of eggs,
yeah.
The big egg is hatching tomorrow here at KU, so that's exciting.
The big old egg on the Kansas Union's just been sitting there for the past couple months, and now we're gonna figure out what's in the egg.
What do you think's in it?
Beats me. I mean, like maybe some candy. No, obviously not some candy. Probably like like the Big 12 championship or something like that.
That's sad, I wish. But I wish. But it'll probably just be like a Jayhawk statue or something that they usually roll out, but they make a big deal about. But I hear they're gonna have like eggs placed around campus with money and little prizes in them.
So can I open up an egg and then my tuition will be in there for next year?
Ugh, if only. But I have my 8 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm hoping that I can get an early set of eyes on the action, since
get up
not
early
that many
and
people
get
are going to be out there. So, yeah.
Oh man. So I guess this is the last couple days until spring break, right?
Woo! Are you going anywhere?
I wish.
Yeah, same.
No. What about you? Did you do anything?
I'm going home to Overland Park.
Same.
I haven't actually been home since winter break, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm excited to go home and play with my puppy and sit on my couch and watch the Kardashians.
Right.
And, just de-stress. I've honestly been just grinding with school since I got back. My classes have been really tough this week.
Same here.
I had to go last night to the city commission meeting that was 4.5 hours long and report a story on it, and had a quick turnaround today and wrote the story and turned it in
that
just
is a grind right
an
there.
hour ago. So
what was that story about?
So I mean, it's just like your basic city commission meeting, but the big story was that their they're taking this old space that used to house the Lawrence Community Shelter, and instead they're turning it now into a drop-in space for the homeless community to come during the day, and it's closer to downtown, but it is in a residential neighborhood, so that's where a lot of like the backlash is coming from, because it's in a neighborhood and a lot of people don't want the presence of homeless people loitering in their neighborhood, which is kind of sad, but...
Yeah, I mean, if we can't really appreciate, like, they're still members of our community, right? I mean, at least they have a place to stay.
A lot of people I talked to said that they're like, that the homeless community is one of the most marginalized communities here in Lawrence. So it's really awesome that they have a place to go, and the place is going to provide like TV and showers and laundry. So it's just a good place that they can go and get like a shot in the arm during the day to have a little more confidence. And a lot of them made the case that if they're given these type of resources, then they'll be able to go out and be better members of the community. So it's exciting. I think it's awesome. I'm glad they passed it, and building should start this year. So, or not building, but the building of they already have the infrastructure.
They have the infrastructure, but like they're trying to like furnish it and everything.
And it's all donation and volunteer based.
Oh,
so
cool.
I don't really know. It was just the permit that made the government have to get involved, but they're not really supplying any of the money.
So is it going to be like crowdfunded, or how are they going to get the money for that?
I think it's just volunteer. So yeah.
Cool. I mean, it's great to
volunteer and donation.
Just have a place to go.
For sure.
And I think that's pretty much all the time we have for now, but stay tuned and we'll have a little bit of a surprise.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Welcome back. I'm Kylan, and today we don't have a meteorologist, unfortunately, so today Max and I will be talking, and we're going to give you a little bit of info about some of the hawks we have here.
So you're from North Dakota. How did you choose KU? Why did you choose KU?
Well, this wasn't my first school. I originally attended the University of Oregon. It rained a lot. I feel like I bring the weather everywhere I go. But ended up here. I love the community, the basketball. I do have some family here, so it's been really nice and a great environment for me to proceed in college.
Yes. So have you chose journalism as your major, right? So.
I actually currently double major in sociology and psychology, and then I have a minor focus in journalism.
Oh, nice. So why have you chosen those two? What made you choose them?
Just studying them in high school, I was really interested in them and about how the brain works, and we don't know everything about the brain right now, so I want to learn more and further that. And what are you studying?
Well, I'm studying journalism, hoping to go into news and info, maybe do some correspondent work or something like that, or at least that's the plan, but we never know with life, so we shall see. But originally I'm from Lenexa, Kansas. I was just down the road pretty much, and I chose this place because I didn't really know what I wanted to do at the beginning, but I figured KU's big enough place where I can kind of figure it out, and luckily I did figure it out, and so far I've really loved it. So.
How does it feel going to college with people you've seen in high school?
It's weird. It's kind of nice though. I like the people I went to high school with for the most part. I came from a smaller high school, so I got to know a lot of them, and it kind of makes it feel at home. And I was always about being at home, so it makes me feel comfortable when I'm here.
Nice. How many people are in your graduating class?
There is about 188 or something of that number.
Oh my gosh, there were 85 in my graduating class.
Really,
Yeah.
really? Wow, that's crazy.
Small.
So, do you have any plans for spring break? Anything that you want to do?
I'm actually gonna head home. My 21st birthday is on the 12th, so I get to celebrate that with my family, thankfully, and enjoy the snow that I'm about to embrace on my way on my trek up to North Dakota. What are your plans?
Well, I plan to go, my dad actually works in Colorado. He's a civil engineer there. So we plan on visiting him because we don't get to see him too often, and hopefully he'll enjoy that as well. And plan on doing some skiing. Have you ever been skiing before?
I have once, actually. My face was in the snow more than my feet were. But all in all, I would say a pretty good experience. How about you? Have you been skiing?
Oh, yes, I have been skiing. It was not the greatest of experiences, though, because I fell off the lift. I was in Boy Scouts, so I had to do camping afterwards. And I was at Snow Creek, which isn't like a real mountain, it's fake snow.
Okay.
So I got soaked, like my clothes got soaked. And I was in Boy Scouts, so I had to camp, and camped the whole night, didn't have any warm clothes.
Oh, no.
And I remember the next morning, I wore a rain poncho with a long sleeve shirt.
Well, creativity at its
Little
finest.
creativity, yes.
Any other plans?
Well, we do have a Frisbee tournament in Texas tonight, like the weekend, like the farther weekend away.
Okay.
So drive down there. So I'll have 2 back-to-back 10-hour drives. So
Lovely.
Lovely, of course.
So Frisbee as in like frolf?
Oh, ultimate Frisbee.
Okay, so what is ultimate Frisbee?
It's kind of hard to explain, but basically it's 7-on-7, and you move the disc you throw it to people, but you can't move with the disc. That's the best way I can explain.
So like traveling, kind of?
That would be a foul, and then so you try to score on each end zone. We call them end zones. It's kind of like football. It's a big field like that.
Nice.
So yeah, we go there. We go to Texas, play 4 games, and then play 4 more games the next day. And you run a ton, and it's a great way to stay in shape, honestly.
How did you get into it?
I had a couple roommates from my freshman year who they'd just disappear for weekends on end sometimes. And I'd be like, where did these guys go? And they're like, oh, well, we're playing Ultimate Frisbee. And so they kind of were like, do you want to try it? And at first I was like, nah. But they taught me how to throw the Frisbees. They taught me how to move around playing Frisbee. I didn't realize there was moves to move in Frisbee. And then they were like, hey, you should give it a shot. And here I am.
Well, lucky for you, you can throw in a straight line. I feel like if I tried, I wouldn't.
Honestly, it's not too hard. It's just a little flick of the wrist. That's all you need. That's all you need.
How about the running? Like, do you go running to get ready for that, or is it just do you practice together?
Yeah, we'll practice a lot together. You do a lot of running. You have to do a lot of running because you sometimes the points that go between. So after each point, that's when teams stop for a little bit and then you reset. And sometimes points can last 20 minutes, and that whole time you're just running. Sometimes you'll be sprinting, sometimes you'll be jogging, sometimes you'll be standing there. But that doesn't happen too often. So you have to be in shape. You have to go for runs, unfortunately. But it's fun.
Well, you are phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I
don't run. I would be winded. When I see people running through campus, I'm like, you are amazing, because I don't know how you guys do it.
It takes a lot of willpower, a lot of dedication.
Yeah. Well, you have fun, though. That's
true.
That's
the other part about it. It's fun. It's with friends. It's you feel like a family when you're playing, and that's probably the best part.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So it's a nice activity that you can partake in.
What other things do you like to do?
I love to play video games. I like to read, kind of here and there when I'm not busy, but
Do you spend a lot of time on campus?
Not as much as I probably should, studying and stuff, but I'll spend a lot of time just hanging out with my friends and just, having a good time.
Awesome. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to be learning how to throw a Frisbee straight, and we'll be back to you with the news.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. the University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Melissa. This is your Wednesday Good Evening KU News Update. President Trump's former legal counsel, Michael Cohen, testified before Congress again today in Washington. After 3 days of testimony last week, Cohen spoke behind closed doors today to the House Intelligence Committee. The committee's chairman said that he would release a transcript of today's testimony after the Justice Department had a chance to review it.
Tonight's episode of Riverdale will be the first after Luke Perry's death on Monday. Production of the drama remained shut down for a second day this week as his colleagues and fans mourned his loss. So far, neither the CW nor Warner Brothers Television have announced how they plan to continue the show without the actor and his character, Archie's father, Fred Andrews.
A man in the UK known only as the London patient has experienced sustained remission from the HIV-1 virus. The man was treated with stem cell transplants from donors who carried a rare genetic mutation that made them immune to the HIV virus. More than a decade ago in Germany, a patient known only as the Berlin patient was reportedly cured using a similar method.
A team of KU researchers developed technology that can detect cancer in a patient with just one drop of blood. KU chemist Yang Zhang led the project creating the microfluidic chip. The chip may allow for doctors to diagnose patients with cancer or other diseases faster than current medical standards allow. However, there is still a long way to go with clinical trials before it can be used by patients. In sports, the men's basketball team lost 81-68 last night at Oklahoma, and the streak is officially over. KU is now 11-6 in the Big 12 and trails both K-State and Texas Tech by 2 games with just 1 to play. The Jayhawks will host Baylor on Saturday afternoon in Allen Fieldhouse and then prepare for the Big 12 Conference tournament at the Sprint Center in Kansas City next week.
The women's team has already finished its regular season and will begin conference play on Friday night in Oklahoma City. The Jayhawks finished in last place and will receive the number 10 seed. On Friday, they'll play Oklahoma State at 8:30 p.m.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. Madison couldn't be with us tonight, but we can tell you that the Arctic cold front might be over. The high temperature tomorrow is supposed to be 43 degrees and a high of 45 on Friday.
That's all we have for you tonight. We hope that everyone has a safe and happy spring break. We'll be back in 2 weeks with Good Evening KU.